Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be talking about age gap relationships. Really right? Okay, there we go. Cool. So I myself am in an age gap relationship. I'm 27, she is 47. I'm also queer and identify as lesbian. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that I think people should know about age gap relationships. And leave a comment below. Tell me if you are in an age gap relationship, if you can relate, if any of these resonate with you, because I think that a lot of age gap relationships exist, but they're just not talked about. It's still kind of in the realm of like taboo, and I'm not sure why. So let's get into it. The first thing that I think people should know about age gap relationships is that queer people exist. There can be a younger woman and an older woman. There can be a younger non-binary, an older non-binary, a younger gay man, an older gay man. Honestly, they exist and they're valid, and there's like no representation in media, and I won't say none actually. There's a little bit, but it's definitely not anywhere near where it should be. And every time I see representation in media, I immediately get giddy, and it's just like, wow, I feel seen. Yeah, I wish that would happen more. The second thing that I think people should know about age gap relationships is that no, she's not my mom. You guys would be like surprised, maybe not, but you might be surprised to know that a lot of people like think that. Like, her and I look nothing alike. We don't have the same facial structure, we don't have the same hair, we don't have the same, the only thing, we don't even have the same eye color. So I really don't understand what it is. It's just like, this is the only thing that people can pick up on. But what's interesting is a lot of the times, no offense to men, but a lot of the times it's men. And I'm like, why is that? It definitely took some getting used to. Now we kind of just like laugh about it. We don't really have any set thing that we say yet, but my girlfriend, she has this idea that if somebody says it again, she's gonna be like, no, she's my granddaughter, don't I look great for my age? And I'm like, it's honestly brilliant, so props to her. Every time it happens, I'm just like, no, it's my girlfriend. Like, I'm just kind of like, I don't really get annoyed, but like inside I kind of do, because it's like disrespectful to her. But the third thing that I wish people knew about age gap relationships is that the amount of people that are like, oh, she's older, she must be your sugar mama or something like that, right? Like, no, actually you can be in a equal partnership with somebody who is much older. And I personally have always been an old soul. Like, I've always been way more mature than my age. I've always valued different things than a lot of my peers do. And I don't know, I just kind of made the conscious decision to date older because a lot of my relationships in the past had failed. And I think the common denominator was that like those people were not where I was. And I think I tried to make excuses and make it seem like we were compatible, but we just weren't. I think age had a lot to do with it for me. So the fourth thing that I wish people knew about age gap relationships is that just because you have an older girlfriend does not mean that you can't be silly with them. It's like, or an older partner, I should say. We just get along so well. We have a lot of common interests, we spend time together. We're both very patient with each other, although not all the time. But honestly, we don't even notice the age. It's just like a lot of people are like, oh, isn't it weird, or things like that. And I'm just like, no, like, we honestly don't really think about our age. The fifth thing is be prepared to fight. And I say this because I truly believe if you are with the right person, you are going to learn things about yourself that you never could have imagined. You're going to grow in ways that you never could have thought you would. You're going to fight, and it's okay. Although there is a difference between constructive fighting and, knockout, drag out fights. But I think there has been more arguments being with somebody who's older than there would be being with somebody my age, because she is more mature and she does have more life experience than I do. And honestly, it helps us, I would say. It makes me look at things from a different perspective, and she looks at things from my perspective, things that she wouldn't have otherwise, because I haven't had as much life experience, and she hasn't been my age in a while. So, we both add things to each other's lives, and I think that's like a recipe for a beautiful connection. Yeah, like we argue, like it's normal. I think if you don't argue, then that's weird. If you don't argue, you're probably like not speaking up, and you're not saying when things bother you, and you're bottling things inside of you, and that's not good. I think the biggest thing is just like, be aware that there's going to be differences. Obviously, I mean, you have an age gap. You're gonna have differences of opinion, differences of life struggles, and things like that. But I think as long as you don't let any of those things that I mentioned like hold you back, you could be really, really happy. Because I myself finally feel like I found peace, and I feel like I'm finally with the person that I was meant to be with. It just took me a while to get there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you are in an age gap relationship, please leave me your thoughts. Yeah, leave me all your thoughts. I want to know. I love reading the comments. All right. See you next time.